Hello guys, my name is Anton Glinkin. I'm Senior Application Engineer at CDT. Today we will talk about how to diagnose, repair and clean your projects and how to keep them healthy actually. So here's our agenda. Small introduction, how to make diagnostics in Designer, how to use and what it can do, iCDB project repair utility, how to run Constraint Manager Diagnostics in Designer and Layout. We will talk about PCP diagnostics, some tips for keeping designs clean, how to make project backup and how to restore it, and difference between layout save and autosave files. Designer Diagnostics. We will discuss best practices, how to keep designs clean, what can be done if you already have this problem. All things I will show you today are both applicable to Xpedition and PADS Professional because it's basically the same tool, and it provides many built-in tools which customer can use not only to diagnose and repair projects but likewise recover your design. Sometimes design may be corrupted due to unexpected disconnections, PC reboots, shutdowns. So basically it will affect the data integrity. So the first tool is Designer Diagnostics. You can reach this tool from the Tools Diagnostics menu. And this basically helps to find and correct database inconsistencies stemming from unexpected events, as I told you previously. These diagnostics will check data integrity and correct reported errors. The report will be shown in output window, output section in Diagnostics tab. And basically it will show you how many tests passed, how many errors you have, and in the very bottom there will be a button, click here to fix all errors. Once you notice, all errors that are shown in this window are interactive. So you can click it and see the exact place in schematic where this error is located. If you press Fix All Errors button, software will try to fix listed errors, or it tells you that you need to fix them manually. You can perform this action manually, or you can set automatic diagnostics on exit. In setup settings, there will be diagnostic subsection, and you can mark execute diagnostics on exit. When you will be closing your design, if problems are found during this check, message will pop up asking if you want to fix them now. If you select yes, it will attempt to fix it and close the designer. If no, it will just be closed. You can find results of this check in DX Designer Diagnostics log file in project log file direct. iCDB project repair. This is another thing. It's included within the iCDB project backup command dialog. A little bit later I will show you all functionality of this tool. And we use this tool when we have an error shown up on your screen when you try to open a project in Designer or Layout. It usually says something like unable to open iCDB connection, or project database wasn't closed or disconnected properly. This is iCDB project repair tool. You can run this utility from Designer, Tools iCDB project backup, and you need to close Designer after launching this command, because all design files must be closed and not accessed by any other users or processes. Previous backups that was already created in design folder will be loaded and cataloged in window of iCDB project, and prior to any fixes applied for known issues, another backup of the original database is made. Once fixes are applied, the updates should be verified. If the fix was successful, database will be updated. If any problems still exist after verification, database will be reverted back to the original, so it prevents you from potential corruption of database. To run it, you can use your Windows button, Start menu, and in Catalog you will go to Xpedition Enterprise version depending on your release, and there will be separate icon for iCDB project backup. In PADS Professional it's a little bit different. You need to run mgc ebs command or Siemens EBS CMD command with according version, and type in iCDB project backup.exe command, hit enter, and you will see the screen, the small window that's shown up in the bottom of my screen now. After, it will show you a screen like this. This is main window of iCDB project backup, and inside this window you will actually see project, repair, or small icon on the toolbar. Constraint Manager Diagnostics. You know, this is the main part of tool where you set the rules for your project. And in Tools Says Diagnostics, you can run and perform this type of check on your project. You can access this tool from Designer and Layout, and they a little bit different, even if the diagnostics window are the same. Some of the problems can be fixed only from front end, from the designer window. So when you run this check, it will show you the Says Diagnostic window in output section. It will be very similar to what I showed you previously. It's also click here to fix all errors. All errors are actually clickable, interactive, and if you click it, it will show you the exact place in Constraint Manager with the problem. So if you hit the Try to Fix Errors button, it will try to fix it. It's mostly can fix all errors in like 90-95% of all cases. In some cases you will need to adjust it manually. PCB Diagnostics. This is a common utility to check, report, and fix the PCB design file for potential data integrity caused by same network troubles, or maybe if you have some security software from your IT department, it sometimes can affect the data integrity. As a best practice, you need to check your PCB once you have stack-up changes, or once you have some specific errors, if you used custom automation scripts, if you imported something like a board outline from DXF, because it will be imported as a cell. So do it from time to time, in addition to regular backups. About backups a little bit later. This command can be found in path I showed on my screen. It's basically SDD directory common Win64 bin, or you can run it using same Siemens command window. It's called pcbdiagnostics.exe. Syntax is very easy. If you run this window, you just need to run the command pcbdiagnostics space full path to PCB with dashes. There is also fix option. Usage of it is also very straightforward. You just added PCB diagnostics space minus fix and full path to your PCB file. Or you can just drag and drop your PCB file directly on PCB diagnostics exe file. So it will automatically execute check on this PCB file. There are some requirements though. As I said previously, design file must be fully closed and not accessed by any other users or processes. And you need to be sure that project's PCB folder has log files, the subdirectory, because this check will create diagnostics utility.txt file with all details. First, you need to run command without fix option to review the results to understand what's going on. Of course, as usual, I suggest you to make all these fixes on the copy of your design, not on the original one. It might be necessary to run the fix option more than once in couple shots. And remember about version compatibility, because if you try to run PCB diagnostics from the latest, newest version on the old design, it will rewrite its version stamp and you will not be able to downgrade version of this project. Small hint: in Windows, if you want to take a copy of the path to the PCB file, you can use Shift and right mouse button, click on the PCB file to see the hidden command called copy as path. If you choose it from context menu, you will, in your buffer, you will have a full path to the PCB file. So this report, as I said, can be found in log files directory. This is how it looks like. You can see that this tool performed the layer stack-up checks, plain net name checks, design checks, obsolete plane clearance checks, and some of them. Depending on version of software you're currently using, there will be more or less checks. Later releases include more detailed information as well, so it's not very same in different releases. And that's why I trying to suggest people to upgrade the software if possible. Same Constraint Manager Diagnostics in layout. It's testing very specific set of topics like differential pairs routing, net classes, constraint classes, and pins. Says the layout diagnostics accessed is very same manner. In Constraint Manager you go tools, says diagnostics, and as I said, not all problems could be fixed in backend. Use says diagnostics in Designer. To understand this, it will show you the short message that problem not fixed cannot repair the problem on the backend. How to keep your designs clean. This is our main objective as a designer, as an engineer, to make your project very healthy. Remember that there are many data files may be imported in design during the process, like DXF graphic files, board outlines, abstracts, Gerber data if you're using something as a reference. All these increase the volume, the weight of your file, and it will be negatively in future perspective. Try to delete or clean unused objects if you really don't need them. Once you finish with the pre-design preparations, like try to clean it. As very specific thing, if you use managed blocks, they also can contain unnecessary extra graphic data, and in this case you need to change the managed block itself. It cannot be done directly in PCB, in layout I mean. There is also cleanup tool in iCDB project backup, so you can use it as well, but it's a little bit different. It is deleting the unneeded backups, log files, whatsoever was generated during the design process. If you faced with the problem, you cannot fix the project itself, you want to try to restore the project backup. And good thing to remember that once you installed software, always first check the autosave settings or backup settings, depending on the context. In Xpedition and PADS Professional, it can be done in two different places. First of them is backup settings in iCDB project backup. The screen showing you the different options you can use. For example, autosave every 1 hour, first option. Backup should be created on session startup and session shutdown. And there are much more options, and you can choose how many backups, like latest backups, software need to store. You can, as I said, either run iCDB project backup from start menu or within Designer. Until the project is open, you will not be able to repair, recover, or clean up, because you need to close it. In Designer, you can go to setup settings, and in project backup you can also adjust this setting for your own good. Backups can be stored to the current project location or different location if you do not want to overwrite the existing project. And once you restored backup, use verify backup command to be sure that everything is okay. What's included in this project backup archive? Schematic and PCB layout data, if it's present in your design, and latest layout version from the last user save. Unlike autosave project backup intervals, PCB autosave files created according to the settings in layout. In editor control, there is a section called common settings, and there are two options, interactive and auto root. By default, it's set to 60 minutes. If PCB is open and autosave files in the backup when created, option to choose which file when launching layout on the PCB file in the backup. Most probably you know this when you run the design. It is asking you which autosave file you want to load. This is basically it. If layout saved and closed normally, there will be no autosave files in backup because there was no troubles. Small frequently asked question section. Don't be shy, guys, I'm not biting. I really want to interact with my users. If they have any troubles, if they curious, I will be happy to help. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming. And if you have any specific needs for webinar, please send it to me. I will try to make webinar specifically on your questions.